Finally, sitting down for the night, little late night thought. Get away from the idea that you need to chart. Get away from the idea that you need a Grammy. Get away from the idea that you need acceptance from the top labels. Get away from the idea that you need to have gatekeepers see your potential to open the door for you. Get away from the idea that you need a top 10 or a million streams or whatever else. What you need is a fan base. You need real people reacting to your music. And really, that's said backwards. You don't need real people reacting to your music. What you need is a good enough product. And in some ways, I hesitate to say good enough. You need a unique enough product. Hey, kitty. To intrigue people. So it isn't so much about getting real people to listen to your music, real people to react to your music. It's about having a product that you just kind of push out there, throw $5 or $10 at a day, and then realize, wow, people like this. I'm not even going to say that's way better than a Grammy. The cat's messing up my my thing here, trying to grab at the phone towards the bottom here. I'm not going to go as far as to say, like, that's the only thing, but so many people concentrate on, like, well, I got to get a Grammy. I got to prove it to myself. Or I've got to get, like, a top 10. I have to prove it to myself. I don't have any of those things, and I'm way better off because I've got something that's real, that really generates money, and it's not something that I have to continue to push, like a top 10 hit. Well, okay, can we get it to the top 5? You gotta push. Can you get it to number 1? You gotta push. How long can it stay at number 1? Now, how much money do you have? You know, it's all kind of based around the idea of how much money do you have, unfortunately, because any business you're in the business of marketing, including music. But with a number 1 like that, a top, a number 1 hit where you're pushing money towards it to get people to see it, and you're trying to get the runoff and people buy it and this and that, or stream it even more and more. With a fan base, you don't necessarily need that. It's not as volatile as that. A number 1 is very volatile. A top 10 is volatile. Charting in general is volatile because it's hard to keep it there before it falls out of the charts. With a fan base, you don't need all that vanity. I come out with a limited edition hoodie for fall, or a limited edition anything. And because I have a fan base, there's a revenue stream there. There's support for it. There's money that will be spent on that. And, I hate to bring it down to dollars and cents for people, but, like, because it's not like it's a scam. I mean, there's a genuine exchange of, like, here's an idea. Let me put that idea into a physical thing, whether it be a song or a hoodie or whatever it might be. And then there's people who have interest in it, so they're going to buy it. But, like, that is what supports a career. That hurts. Ouch, kitty. That's too much. This cat, she's little still, and she's a psycho. She's an absolute psycho. She just scratched up my hand so bad. But a good example is, like, the t-shirt I'm wearing right now, which I didn't even plan this, but Bedrock Records, John Digweed, he is a great person to study when it comes to, like, music entrepreneurship, because I see what he does, and it's amazing because he isn't often in the charts, and it's not like, in my opinion, I mean, maybe people would differ from this or disagree, which is fine, but, like, in my opinion, it's not like his music or the tracks that he signs are, like, overproduced. It's not to say that they're underproduced, I'm just saying that, there's kind of a there's an organic nature to it, and it works and it's fine. And I've seen him spin in clubs many times. And just because he doesn't have a classic electro kick or a classic big room kick, and that kick isn't always necessarily at the forefront of the mix, his tracks still translate wonderfully on sound systems, and it's fine. So all I'm saying is, people get so obsessed with like being the best producer with the latest techniques and the most current sounding kick drums that will stab through a mix, and that kick, it's like the kick and the vocals have to be at the forefront of the mix. There's plenty of his tracks and a lot of people's tracks that like aren't worried about that and aren't doing that, and they're 100% fine. They do great. They travel the world. And that's just one piece of the pie. So like don't just focus on that. But I'm just trying to show you that the vanity metrics, they just don't matter, and they're so volatile. Go for things that aren't volatile. My fan base isn't just going to like magically collapse, but a number one hit will. If I made it into some sort of charting website, it's eventually going to go away. And it's not to say that you shouldn't try for that or that wouldn't be great, but just to understand that eventually that goes away. My fan base doesn't. If anything, it eventually grows and grows and grows. It doesn't go away. It's not like a song in the chart where like it goes up, it goes down, maybe it goes up, and then it's gone, and that's it. You know, it's a fan base. A fan base stays. You know, they're not volatile. So and like fans tell their friends and they support. So just keep that in mind, guys. A little bit of a late night session with the kitty here. Psst, 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 psst. See, she's so little still, she doesn't even like, her ears don't even perk up when I go psst, psst, psst. Or not really. Anyways, guys, you have a good night.